Welcome to Research Hub. Hi there, in this video I'm going to talk about the z-test and how it compares the t-test, which often gets people a little bit confused, and I will cover not just when to use each test, but also the different types of z-tests you might come across. And if you haven't seen my previous video on t-tests, I recommend you watch that one first. It will help you understand the basics before diving into this comparison. Alright, so let's get started. The z-test is used when you know the population variance or standard deviation. If you have this information, you can use a z-test regardless of your sample size. Knowing the population variance makes your calculation more precise, which is why z-test relies on the normal distribution, and this gives it an edge whenever you have that extra piece of information. A t-test, on the other hand, is what you use when you don't know the population variance, and you need to estimate it from your sample data. Estimating the variance means there's more uncertainty involved, and that's where the t-distribution comes in, which has fatter tails compared to the normal distribution, and that helps to account for the increased variability, especially with smaller samples. As your sample size grows, those sticker tails starts to thin out, and eventually the t-distribution looks very similar to the normal distribution, making the t-test behave more like a z-test you might have also heard that z-tests are for larger samples, like when n is greater than 30, and t-tests are for smaller samples, like when n is smaller than 30. While this R of ton can be useful, it's not a complex picture, and the real distinction has more to do with whether you have the population variance or not. Let's also talk briefly about the different types of z-tests you might encounter. First of all, we have the one-sample z-test, which is used when comparing the mean of a sample to a non-population mean, same as in the t-test, but this time you know the population variance. Then we have the two-sample z-test, used to compare the means of two different groups, again when the population variances are known. And finally we have the proportion z-test, which is particularly useful for testing proportions. Instead of means, for instance, you could use it to check if the proportion of people liking a new product is different from the company's claim. Since the variance of a proportion can be determined from the mean, under the null hypothesis, this makes the z-test a natural fit here. And if for the t-test we had the t-table, which helps us find critical values based on the degrees of freedom, for the z-test, we use the z-table to determine probabilities or critical values based on the z-score. You start by calculating the z-score using one of the formulas presented earlier in this video, and then you look up this z-score in the table to find the cumulative probability under the standard normal curve. Now to help outro summarize, here is a quick table that highlights the main differences between a t-test and a z-test. In short, you should use a z-test if you know the population variance and if you are estimating the variance from the given sample. The t-test is your go-to. I hope this table and explanation make it clearer when it comes to choose each test. Don't forget, like, share and subscribe my channel.